You know, people always see the glory, but they don't know the story. They see where you are, but they don't see where you were and what you've gone through, the path that you've gone through.
Pick up the phone and make a call. Touch yourself afterwards. Take a deep breath and go, I'm alive.
You control the growth and the speed at which your organization goes. It doesn't just happen by itself. You find people, you find winners, you find doers, you find somebody who's active, who's engaged, who's involved, who's sponsoring. No matter where they are in your organization, and you grab a hold of them and you run with them. That is a secret to success in this business.
You get to blame you for either your success or your failure. Something is going to have to give in order for you to get. And you must build your business on a foundation of belief. So when somebody says to you, is this network marketing? Your answer is, heck yeah, it is. If it wasn't, I wouldn't touch it.
I want to be part of an organization that's all about being exceptional, being professional, going the extra mile, doing things in a way that people go, what is up with this group? There's something about that group based on the way that they function and operate.
Success comes to those people who come and get it. Go get the business. Don't wait for it.
So I go to my first seminar, and it was a life-changing event for me. This weekend for you can be a life-changing weekend for you if you let it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to make some noise to raise the roof. Get off your ass on your feet. Let's make some noise. Bring stage Mr. Todd Falcone!
Well, good evening, everybody. I am so excited that you have decided to join us tonight. We have a few hundred people joining us throughout Facebook world. We're in a couple groups. We're having a blast. My name is James Lenhart. I'm going to be kind of your host for this evening, but I'm going to kick it over to both of our panelists today because we built this. It's not a versus, it's more of an and, but tonight is a little bit of a debate on what's going on in the world today of home-based businesses. If you've ever been approached by somebody in a home-based business, maybe you've been in a home-based business before, you know there are things going on where there's influencer programs, affiliate programs. There's so many different ways to make money online these days. The question always comes, is a home-based business still viable in this day and age? And that's what we're here tonight. And I'm joined by two very special guests. Both one I've known only for a very short period of time. One I've met and been around for many years, but he has been in this industry of a home-based business for 34 years. So that's 3 decades. That's like when fax machines existed. And so, you know, when you talk about somebody that has experience or expertise about a topic, you know, he's been a top 1% earner in the industry, but for the last 19 years, he's taken a role of trainer to the entire industry. He's trained about 30 different countries. So he's a person that when people ask about, is this a viable industry? Is this something that I should do? They turn to Todd Falcone. And tonight, he is joined by James Zheng. And he's what I call a unicorn in the industry because he is someone who has been with the same home-based business company for 13 years. And he's really hammered out a career at one company, which is kind of a unicorn in this day and age, not even just in a home-based business or network marketing company, but just in the world in general. Most people switch jobs every 7 years, and somehow he stayed here for 13 years. His first and best enrollment was his current wife and mama of his new baby, Jaden. And so again, I get to introduce these two gentlemen. They're going to have a blast. I'm going to kick it over to you, James. We can talk to Todd a little bit, and let's have some fun tonight.
Thank you so much, James, for that honor. And everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Whether you're watching this live or replay, it's with a huge honor to be able to have Mr. Todd Falcone on the other side here. We're going to have a great conversation. And by the end of this today, if you're looking at this for the very first time and you're seeing some interest, get back to the person that connected to this video. And if you're on live, my apologies. It's the first time ever we're doing a webinar. And I realized I love energy. And then I turn off the chats. So go figure, you know? So we will feel your energy. We will look at that and everything. But Todd, we're going to have a great conversation. Thanks for being willing to do this with us today. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. We're going to dive into some really, really cool things. So Todd, just to kind of preface some things. So I've been in this wonderful profession for 15 years, failed like crazy for the first quite a bit, and then started to figure things out. Got introduced to this product and this company, and we were able to climb to a multiple six-figure income, and then we lost everything. And I remember at the bottom of the bottom, I had some serious questions I was debating. And maybe for you, if you're watching this, you've had these questions as well too, which is network marketing viable? Is it worth it? There's so many different things that we can do. And that's what I want to discuss with you today, because we're in a day and age now where people need to make more money. Inflation's high, things cost like crazy. But let's talk about network marketing a bit. But just a brief background for those that don't know you, Todd. I know we had an amazing intro video and everything, but what was your experience in network marketing prior to becoming an industry trainer?
Yeah, well, great question. I got started in network marketing literally right out of college. I was doing, I guess, what most college kids do. They're trying to find a job. And I was sitting in my apartment in Long Beach, California, and I got a phone call. And I thought I was getting recruited into a job. And I remember driving to Irvine, California, was greeted by some very friendly people, and that seemed like they were having a good time. And then walked into a business opportunity presentation. I didn't even know what a business opportunity presentation was. I thought, well, this is a weird interview with like 50 people in a room watching somebody present something. I mean, that's how naive I was, I guess. But I sat there and I went, wait a minute, this makes a lot of sense. Here's this product that we can share with other people. We can make a retail profit on it. We can build a team. There's no limit to the size of the team, and we can earn income on the efforts of other people. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I just got the concept. I mean, conceptually, it made a lot of sense to me. So I was in. And like you, I didn't knock it out of the park right away. I mean, it was a couple of years I mean, it was 22. I didn't have any. I mean, my jobs prior to that were Jack in the Box, McDonald's, and parking cars at Kelly's restaurant. So I had very little no business experience. I was hungry. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be successful because I grew up in a broke household and had a chance. Unfortunately, my parents got divorced and she married a guy that made decent money. And so I got to see the difference between no money and we can't afford it. And okay, well, you have choices. And I kind of like the choice thing. So I began that journey, and it took me a little while to figure it out, but I was inquisitive. I was hungry. I was curious. And I was willing to follow other successful people. And after a couple of years, things started to happen for me. I had a 16, 17-year career in the field, doing very well. And ultimately, and people ask me all the time, like, how'd you become a trainer? Like, I never planned on this, man. This was never part of the plan. Like, oh, one day I'm going to travel around the world teaching network marketing. That was not ever on the plan. But I had a friend that knew me from business I was involved in, who was running seminars and events. And he said, hey, man, why don't you come and speak at my event in San Francisco? I did. And that one event led to another and another and another. And now it's like 18, 19 years later, and I'm still doing it. So it's been a fun, amazing place. I mean, network marketing, when you get it going right, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. And I think that's the key thing, is like when you get it going right. And then I mean, there's a lot of ways people can make money, clearly. But, I mean, I'm sitting in my house hanging out, and you can build a business literally from, it's not even a home-based business anymore. It's like a phone-based business. You can build it from anywhere, no matter where you're at. So it's pretty phenomenal.
Makes sense. Powerful. So guys, I mean, what I love about Todd, he has equal experience both the field and as a trainer. He's seen the world. He's seen from the top level as well too. So Todd, I'm just going to go right into some juicy questions. If network marketing is so powerful, why is it that there's so much flack? Like there's a connotation about network marketing. There's this feeling. It's like almost, I know for me, I went to UC Berkeley. I got introduced to network marketing. I'm like, I felt like I was a second-class citizen or something like that. But what's your take on that?
Well, it's so funny you ask that question, because I've spoken now in 30 countries, and I would say at least 15 of the countries that I've spoken in, I have been able to get on the platform and say MLM has a blank attached to it, and get the audience to fill in the blank. And without exception, the word that they'll come up with in all these countries is stigma. And I'm like, stigma, and stigma is not a good, it's not a good associated word, right? But so it's interesting how there's a percentage of people that can, that agree that there are people that don't understand it or don't get it. Where that comes from, I believe, and and I'm pretty confident in, my opinion on this because it's a pretty educated opinion, is a few things. Number one, there are people that get into network marketing and then they get all hyped up and all excited, like they should be. I mean, you found something to create that, a better financial future for yourself. And you're like, oh my gosh, we're going to be rich. And they get so excited. And then they're in it for like a month or 2 months, and then they quit. And their friend's like, hey, what happened to that thing you were doing? And so a lot of their friends never see something that they never see the success. They go from company to company to company. It's this one. No, it's this one. No, it's this one. And over time, people, see that their friend didn't succeed. What's interesting is like I'm like the resident network marketing expert amongst not only in the network marketing profession, but with friends of mine that have never done network marketing. If somebody's considering network marketing, they're like, call Todd. If somebody's I get phone calls that come out of random places of different friends in my life, and they're like, if you're even looking at network marketing, you got a network marketing question, call this guy. So, I think that's part of it. The other part of it is like, okay, if we can just be like super just open in this interview, like I don't think we need to filter it. I'm not going to cuss or anything like that. But like, the whole idea of like, only the people at the top make the money, or you have to be in early. Otherwise, you're not going to succeed. I interviewed a couple about a month ago. They joined a company that was 48 years old when they joined it. They're making 7 figures a year. Like when they say timing is everything. Well, timing may be something, but it's not everything. So the reason, and one of the reasons I do what I do is to teach people how to do network marketing professionally, so we don't alienate, we don't offend people. It's like, if you get so excited about your network marketing business that the only thing you can talk about at the party you're at is your network marketing business, after a while, your friends that weren't interested before, and that's cool if they're not interested, then if that's all you can talk about, they're going to probably not call you so much anymore. So I think it's a number of factors. And honestly, there's a company that I thank God for every day. Amway, if they didn't exist, we wouldn't exist as a company. Or as a profession. They went to battle for us in the 1970s, which legitimized network marketing as a profession. But that particular company has so much name recognition that somebody may say, "Oh, well, what is this?" And I've gone to marketing meetings where somebody invited me to a marketing meeting and it's an Amway pitch. And it's like, wait a second, so you lied to me to get me to this thing. So there's a number of things that cause that, but also the people that are negative about network marketing, the ones that I'm totally like game to have a conversation. So tell me about your experience. And they're like, well, I don't really have any. I'm like, well, where are you getting your opinion from? Well, my friend tried one of those things and it didn't work. Or, in fact, I've interviewed some of the most successful people in the space, and all they remember prior to their involvement in network marketing is network marketing, not so good. And then they finally got introduced to it and finally looked at it for themselves and had a chance to analyze it themselves. And like, wait a minute, like me as a 22-year-old is like, wait, this makes sense. This is a brilliant concept of moving goods and services to end users. So I think there's a number of things. I mean, we're not a perfect profession, but is there any perfection anywhere? No. But I'm of the very strong opinion that network marketing works for those who work it. If you don't work it, you're not going to succeed. If you work it, you're going to succeed.
Makes sense. And I love the analogy of the gym, right? Some people say the gym is scam because not everyone's getting buff out of it, but it's the same thing. If you follow the principles, you do the work, then it's going to work for you. Same thing with network marketing as well too. So perfect. So network marketing is, I think, especially now because of social media, I've noticed the Grant Cardones talk about this, the Donald Trumps, the whoever that it is. Like there's so many people that have talked socially about network marketing. Ed Milet, like he made his millions in WFG, World Financial Group network marketing. So I think it's more acceptable, but that stigma is important to talk about. But now we're also in a phase, Todd, where because we're on the internet, for me, when I was looking back into, should I get back into the space or do something else? One thing I will say, and Todd, you said this too when we were chatting offline, network marketing will teach you the most powerful skills ever. But when you have the skills, I was seriously considering what real estate seems easier. Why not just do affiliate marketing? Why not do Amazon? I don't want to deal with people. Like, why not just do something else? So from an actual just business logical perspective, why do you think network marketing is perhaps even more powerful than other business vehicles out there?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's superior to a couple of those things that you mentioned, like, trying to go start an Amazon store, doing affiliate marketing. I mean, it's interesting how people bring up like the gig economy. That's like a new term probably in the last 6 or 7 years. And we think gig economy, that first thing I think about is Uber, right? I can get my car, I can go drive, and I can make money. And so because of social media, there's more choices, there's more options. There's a big, like through TikTok, for example, everybody's talking about affiliate. But the challenge with that is, first of all, you have to be a person of influence. Like you have to like, I mean, you have to have something special about you to yield followers, right? You got to have some talent. You're super beautiful, or you're super funny, or you got something great to offer that's going to stop the scroll and cause people to watch whatever it is that you're putting out there. And the challenge primarily, and there's nothing wrong with affiliate marketing. The challenge is it's missing one special ingredient, which is leverage. And this whole concept of earning income on the efforts of other people, if you're with affiliate marketing, if you're making sales, if you're out there hustling, you're making sales, but that's like typically a one-time sale. It's not recurring. It's not a recurring stream of cash flow that you're able to get paid on repeatedly from the work that you did one time. Beautiful thing is you could come into network marketing, you might not even be very good. And I know plenty of people that make big money and they're not, I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just not the most exceptional networkers in the world. And they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Why? Because they brought somebody in and they brought somebody in and then they brought somebody in and that person went ballistic and, built a huge business. I have a friend of mine, she makes over $250,000 a year and she literally recruited one person.
Wow.
One person. She makes a matching check in that particular company. She makes $250,000 a year. She doesn't even know what she's doing. So, I mean, there's, I guess, to some extent, maybe, I mean, the phrase, the harder you work, the luckier you get. I'm a big fan of like creating your own luck, but if you never do anything, you're never going to get anything. And my feeling, and my family was kind of against network marketing when I started. And now they're like, they always ask like, oh, can I borrow money or whatever? It's like, it's kind of funny how I have conversations with family members and I'm like, you used to be all negative about me doing network marketing. Now you want me to send you cash. And like, what's the only difference between you and I is I chose something that paid well. I chose something that had the mechanics of wealth, leverage, and you chose to work and, you work, you get paid, you don't work, you don't get paid. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't like the fact that people use that acronym in network marketing, JOB, just over broke, or jump out of bed, or I don't know, whatever the heck they use. Because if I say that to a prospect, I'm literally insulting the very person I'm trying to bring into my business. People should be honored and respected for taking care of their families and putting food on the table, not insulted. So, there's always choices, man. But honestly, like, I don't know where else you can go for so little money. And look you can sign up in a network marketing company, all the infrastructure is in place. All you got to do is, all the tools are probably there, all the resources, all the support's there. And you just go out and build the business, and doesn't matter where you live or what you drive or, what your background is, what your education is, you can go out and build a big business and you can do it from anywhere. I mean, I've done three-way calls on, I'm a big skier. I mean, I've done three-way calls on chairlifts. I've done three-way calls in the trees while I'm skiing powder in the trees. Oh, there's a call coming in, I'm going to take it. And I got these like headphones, and that with helmets, I got these headphones. So you can like be talking and skiing at the same time. So it's a very mobile business. And that's another beautiful thing. Like some other things, like I got friends of mine that do real estate. I have a friend of mine that wants to leave where he is, but he's so ingrained in that community, he can never leave. I mean, it's a beautiful place. He lives in Monterey, Pebble Beach area, but he wants to move to Arizona, and he's waiting until he's fully retired because all of his connections for that real estate, he does commercial real estate, are all there. So he can't leave until he's done.
Makes sense. So if what you value is flexibility and freedom and low stress, you might want to take a look at network marketing as a business vehicle compared to others. And I completely agree with that. I have doctors I've been talking to all week, and they're like, James, we had an amazing practice, but it's stressful, it's employees, it's legal, it's liabilities. Here, you just buy some products, get healthy, and go skiing, I guess. So I need to learn from you on that. So love that answer. So Todd, we know network marketing is viable. We know it's powerful. We know it's legitimate. Real question, raw question. When I think about network marketing, I think about, and I'm not against doing any of what I'm about to say, because I grew up on this, it still works, but endless house meetings. I'm in my car. Like I remember I drove 20,000 miles in a couple of months. I'm talking to all my friends and family. I'm pitching them. I almost feel like I'm spamming, and I'm always looking almost at everyone as a number. And it's like, it can work, but there's a lot of work to it. And, you know, this was pre-social media days, and there's that element now as well too. So for that person that's just like, I don't know, network marketing just doesn't sound sexy. It's like, is it like what it was before, or have you even seen some changes and shifts in the profession now?
Oh, I've seen huge shifts. I mean, people ask me all the time, because I've been around since the dark ages in network marketing, you know, how has network marketing changed? My short answer, it hasn't, from a pure conceptual standpoint. But what has changed is technology, tools, bells, whistles, things that we have available to us. Yeah. I mean, when I first started, it was all business briefings. Like people came in to see a business presentation, or if you were in another company other than the one that I started in, you were probably doing in-home presentations, and then cassette tapes and VHS tapes became a way to be able to, you know, share that information. Then CDs and DVDs, and then video, and then email and streaming video and social media and Zoom. So a lot of things have changed in terms of our ability to reach larger quantities of people and to be able to instantly disseminate information on a global scale. I mean, I think about it, like I can be like, we're all in different places right now. Like we're miles, hundreds of miles away, and we're like eyeball to eyeball. So how cool is that? So, you know, you don't have to come in. And what's interesting about this, like, you know, marketers are brilliant. So marketers that sell systems will say, oh, stop bugging your friends and family, you know, do our system. And like, I never felt like I bugged my friends and family. The way I felt, honestly, is like, hey, I found something that's really awesome. And if you truly believe in what you're marketing, why would you not take it to somebody that you love and care about? Now, don't pester them and bug them, but like, I'm certainly, like, I would be, honestly, I'd be pissed off if you and I were bros and you got involved in this thing, and you know, a year and a half later, I find out you're crushing it. I'm like, dude, why didn't you tell me about this?
Yeah.
That would make me mad. So at least give them a chance to say yes or say no. But you don't have to sit there and, you know, when I first day I walked into network marketing, they gave me a memory jogger. Any of you guys have been around for a long time, you know what that is. And you write down all the names of the people that you've known since kindergarten. You pick up the phone and you start calling those people. But I don't know. I mean, like me calling Bart Scott that I met in second grade in Mrs. Johnson's class, who I haven't seen since 1985. If I called him up and said, hey, man, I've been thinking about you. I've got this business. We're going to be rich. I mean, he's going to be like, wait, who is this? I'm like, this is Todd Falcone. Remember me? We went to Mrs. Johnson's class. We used to fish together. It's a little weird. So there's a professional way of doing it. And with social media, man, that's changed the game for a lot of networkers. So you don't have to talk to friends and family. That's not like the on the required checklist. Yeah. But I do think if you have true belief, conviction, confidence in what you're involved in, it's no different than like, what if you opened up a pizza joint? I mean, yeah, you're going to open your doors, but you're going to call all your friends and, hey, man, we just opened up a pizza joint. Come on down and have a slice. So, you know, but I'm not going to say, how come you're not, why are you not eating my pizza?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you got to be professional about it.
Makes sense. So the principles are the same. It's just the way that it looks and expressed is different now. And I would say it's more user friendly, but also it still requires, and I think it's this delicate dance of high tech and high touch. You can be overly high tech and have no touch. The human element is gone. I think on both sides, what I'm catching actually, Todd, is no matter how you're doing business, if you're not being a good human being, helping people, building genuine relationships, whether offline or online, it's not going to work. And I've seen issues on both sides, whether I'm really annoying you and I'm in your face, or I'm on social media and I'm just pestering you as well too. So both sides can have that effect there. Okay. So, so let's say we're now looking into network marketing. We're like, all right, I want to see how I can build some dreams here. Maybe I've done it before, and I chose a company that I'm not aligned with, or maybe even now, unfortunately, we're in this age where post-COVID, many companies have either shifted to affiliate, they've closed down. Even the company I was with before went bankrupt. So I understand these are going, and there's a fear now of, can you find a good company? Will it even last? Will network marketing even stay network marketing? So what would you look for in partnering with a network marketing company?
Yeah, well, first of all, network marketing is not going anywhere. The companies have always gone out of business as long as this profession has existed. Companies go out of business all the time in every category. So, what I look for first and foremost, honestly, is who owns the company, who's running the show. It's not like, okay, comp plans. I mean, most people can't even read the comp plan anyhow, let's be real.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't understand how to read the comp plan, but most people don't understand how to explain a comp plan. Product is important. I mean, I think viability of the product. Is there a need for this? Like, would people buy this? Would you buy? A good litmus test is, would you buy this product at retail, even if you weren't a distributor? And if you're like, no, if I was making a check, maybe I would, but if it was just I had to pay for the product, then no, I wouldn't. Then it's probably not a good match. But here's the beautiful thing about networking. Like, you control your schedule. You work when you want, you play when you want, you work as hard or as little as you want. You got total freedom and flexibility. It costs virtually nothing. Huge tax advantages. If you're a W-2 employee right now, just becoming a distributor in a network marketing company puts you in a totally different tax category to reduce your taxable income. And that's something a lot of people don't even discuss. I mean, it's a game changer. Like, if you're W-2 right now, join a network marketing company, even if you do it very part-time, because you have deductions that are available to you that are just not available to W-2 employees.
Wow.
But again, going back to corporate ownership, like, who's running the show? That to me is the biggest thing, because the one and only thing that you don't control are the decisions that corporate makes. They do all the hard stuff. They manufacture the product, they ship the product, they deal with logistics, they deal with the mathematical calculations of calculating your check, they're shipping the check out, they're dealing with customer service, they're doing all these things, the legal, the warehouses, the facilities, all the employees, all this stuff, which is a lot. Like, I can tell you right now, I'll say it publicly, I will never own a network marketing company. I don't want that.
Yeah.
That's way too much work, man. I'd rather be at home. Like, I actually put a shirt on for you guys today. Not that I'm sitting here shirtless, but I literally changed my shirt right before I got on here because I'm at home. I dress super casual. So,
Yeah.
who's running the company? Viable product. We got to look at it. Like, what I remember when I first sat in the very first business opportunity presentation, my first exposure, I was like, oh, this product makes sense. I mean, I can tell you, it was a water filter company. This was 1989. I was living in the Los Angeles area, and you wouldn't drink LA water, so you would buy Sparklets or Arrowhead, these giant 5-gallon things that you flip over and spill all over your kitchen floor. They fixed that now. They got some little knob on them now, so it doesn't fall out of there. But I mean, gallons of water all over your floor. And I was like, wait a second. I can pay $1 a gallon, which is what it was, or I can pay pennies on the gallon for basically the same thing. Why would I not do that? So, when you have a viable product that you can get behind, that there's a need for it in the marketplace, then you got, it's a winner. So, I mean, another example, like weight loss. Let's look around America. Everybody's fat. I mean, it's the truth. Like, I'm not being mean. I mean, we live in the most obese society in the world. And if you have a weight loss product or something that helps people get skinny, you definitely got a game changer. So, and then I don't really all the comp plans kind of pay out roughly in the same amount. They just pay out in different ways. So to me, that's one of the last things. And for me also, I don't want a company that started yesterday, because I don't even know if they can pay, deliver a product on time or deliver a check on time. I'd rather have some experience, that, a little bit of track record with a company. It doesn't need to be a lot, but enough to prove that they can deliver. And then, an experienced corporate team. And that to me is, like, probably, again, the most important.
Gotcha. Powerful. And by the way, I see our chats are on. Guys, let us know where you're coming in from in the chats. Thanks for turning that on. I know it's been repressed. You're like, I want to talk and everything. Super powerful on that, Todd. Great answer to that. Makes total sense. And we have an event that's coming up. This is open for anybody, but specifically, and I want to be very transparent, Todd is not involved in this company. Like, he's not a field distributor or anything. He's an industry coach, generic trainer, and that gives him a really cool high level. But when it comes to speaking at an event or helping companies, he has looked at this company called Partner Co. And you're coming out in Memphis, Tennessee, November 2nd. Join us, by the way. You got to come. We'll talk a little bit more about this in just a little bit. But my question to you would be this, Todd, is specifically with Partner Co. I know you gave some frameworks and everything. And there's a lot of companies that are amazing out there, right? Where I'm not going to be the type that says this is the one and only one, but there are some specifics that you've seen in Partner Co that have helped you say, you know, I'm going to lean in. I want to add more value to this company in particular. Do you mind if I ask, what were some of those X factors here that you saw?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Well, I mean, I know some of your corporate founders and C-level executives who are very experienced. I know some of the top leaders in the field. You know, it's like what's the term? Success leaves clues. You wouldn't see some of the most amazing, talented network marketing professionals that have proven themselves in the field here if they didn't see something incredibly valuable. So, you know, I had a chance to meet one of your top distributors several months ago. We engaged in some conversations. I know the history of the company and from where you were to where you are today, and I know the capabilities of not every C-level executive, but certainly a handful of them, and I know what they've done in the past. So it's like past behavior is a pretty good indicator of future results. And you know, I just see, and again, I am an outsider. Like I'm not in the company, so I'm coming to speak for you guys in Memphis, but I'm not a distributor in the company. I don't work for the company. I'm not employed. I'm not being paid to be here tonight. You know, we didn't have this conversation when we chatted briefly the other day. Like there are companies that ask me to come in and train for them that I won't. And the reason I won't is like, I don't want if my face is seen on a stage and it's like some illegitimate deal. Like I had some guy out of the Philippines ask me to do some, I don't know, I think it was some lottery MLM. I was like, I don't even know if that's even legal. He's like, I'm pretty sure it's not legal in the United States. So I'm not going to be a US citizen. And yeah, I'm going over to the Philippines and you're going to pay me 50 grand to speak. I'm not coming to speak for you. I mean, I walked away from 50 grand speaker fee to just say no to that because I just didn't want to be affiliated with it. So I don't know. I just think you guys are in a great spot as a company. You've got a great variety of different, I mean, valuable products that people want. And, you know, I think the timing is good for you. So, and look, I mean, you mentioned this at the beginning of the Zoom, like people need a secondary source of income. Like inflation, prices of gas, prices of food, prices of everything is up. And you know we're hurting as an economy right now, and when we're hurting as an economy, you know, individually. I mean, some of these companies are doing great. If you look at the stock market's been doing fine. But you know, individuals are looking at prices and stuff, and they're like, okay, do I pay my rent or do I put food on the table? So, and I think the other thing about that is you don't have to have much money. This is not a deal where it's like it costs you $1,000 to get in or $2,000. I mean, this is the cheapest thing that somebody could do to get started in a business that can pay you a C-level executive type of an income starting with very little money, like so little money that literally anybody can find their way into network marketing, which is a good thing. And it's not a good thing because what happens is somebody who shouldn't even be in network marketing ends up in network marketing. And I'm not of the opinion either that network marketing is for everybody because it is. I mean, it's a business that requires, you know, discipline. It requires hard work. It requires a degree of commitment. It requires the willingness for you to stretch outside of your comfort zones. And I do think to some extent, I mean, you can be an introvert. I know a lot of very successful introverts in network marketing, but they can turn the extrovert switch on when they're doing business because it is a people business. It's a business of connecting with other human beings, whether it's done online or offline.
Makes total sense. Thanks for that answer, Todd. And guys, if you're not familiar with Partner Co., we're an interesting trajectory now. It's an old company with over 25 years of product experience and field leadership, but it's like a year and a half old. And it's going towards the billions now with rock solid executives and everything. So that's what we're talking about. If you want more information about the company, talk to the person that connected to this video. They can definitely link you to that. So Todd, I'd love to hear, you've seen so much, you understand the space, you see trends from a high level. I always want to make sure that I can future-proof. I always want to make sure I can grow towards that trajectory. Where do you see network marketing going now? And I guess more importantly, what do we need to do to make things better now?
Make things better in the network marketing profession?
In the network marketing profession, yeah.
Well, I think the trajectory, well, first of all, if we look at real statistics, the space, direct selling, is about $183 billion a year global profession. That means 183 billion of goods and services moved through our model annually.
Wow.
There's about 100 million people like you and I, independent distributors. I'm not an independent distributor, but at that level that are out there marketing those things all around the world, about 17 million in the US. And year over year growth has been an average of like somewhere between 3 and 4% in terms of the total growth of the industry. I think with COVID that happened a couple of years ago, we had a big increase because there was nothing else they could do. I mean, a lot of people were locked up in their homes and couldn't even go to work. So it's, post COVID, it flattened out a little bit. But I think, look, we've been on this year in, year out trajectory for a long time. I think it's becoming more and more acceptable. I long for the day when you go to somebody and they say, is this network marketing? And you're like, yeah, it is. Absolutely. If it wasn't, I wouldn't touch it. And they're like, great, I've been looking for a network marketing company. Yes. Which one are you in? So I think it's a beautiful profession. Again, my whole, the reason I do what I do is to uplift the level of professionalism and integrity and the way you as an independent distributor approaches it. Because you can do it like an amateur and make yourself look like a fool, or you can go, look, I want to be a pro at this. Like when I started, I didn't know anything. I was a stuttering, sweaty, nervous wreck. I didn't know anything about business, anything about network marketing. So I started to seek out counsel, wise counsel, like who's better than me that I can learn from? What book can I read? What seminar can I attend? What can I learn? And so I became a student of the profession, and I'm still a student of the profession to this day. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still reading, I'm still, trying to get as much intel as I can. So just like anything, like if you're, I play guitar. So if I never put my hands on that guitar, I'm never going to get good. If I don't take lessons, I'm never going to get good. If I play once every year, I'm most certainly not going to be good. My fingers are going to hurt. So if you are looking at network marketing for the first time, I can tell you right now, the biggest battle that you're going to have is the battle between your ears. It's a mindset game. It's a confidence game. And if you can work on, and I can say that everything that we do in network marketing is learnable. I'm not going to sit here and use self-deprecating humor and say, oh, I'm a simpleton, I'm dumb, I have an IQ of 80. I don't even know what an IQ of 80 is. I don't. I know I'm not. I have a really smart friend that I went backpacking with the other day. I know his IQ is high. I don't know what it is, but I know he's high. And he can figure out stuff that I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. He like the lighting that I have in here, he would know. He's like, I got to figure out exactly how the lighting works. And like that's the kind of guy he is. Me, I'm like, I don't know. I just turn the light switch on and it works. If I want to change the color, I push a button. So the good news is everybody here, if you decide to make a commitment to it, and that commitment means like not for a month, not for a week, like I'm going to do this until I figure it out. That's the attitude that I had when I started. I saw other people that were winning. And I'm like, okay, well, if that guy can do it or if she can do it, I'm going to stick around long enough until I get it figured out. And I wasn't the fastest one. There are people like just blazing past me when I first started. And that was disheartening. Like, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm sitting here hustling. I'm showing up every day. And here comes this dude and he just blows right on past me. And, it just wasn't my time. So it took me a little bit longer. I'm glad I stuck around. I'm glad I worked on the mindset. And, that's truly everything. It doesn't matter what you're pursuing. You want to pursue a better career in what you're doing. Your attitude, what's the phrase? Your attitude is going to determine your altitude. Right. You got a bad attitude. If you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can, you're right. So it's definitely a mindset game, and it's a game that anybody who desires to can figure it out. It may not be on your time though. Somebody might go slower. Somebody might go faster. So if you can exercise patience while burning calories in the marketplace and exerting yourself and applying yourself, then you can win here.
Makes sense. Guys, got a question for you. If you could eliminate yourself being your own worst enemy and anything you put your mind to, you could just put to action, what would that be worth to you? Like, what would your life look like? What would your business be like? Anything that you could imagine. And if you could learn that, hey, why don't we do that? Because that's one aspect, Todd, I think you're going to bring to the table to this Memphis, Tennessee event. November 2nd, I know the link's going to be dropped in here. If you're able to get out here, I'm flying in. It's going to be awesome. Anything else we should expect from you, Todd, at this event?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be coming there to. I'm a very how-to guy. I'm not a motivational speaker. Like if some stranger asks me what I do, I'm like, I'm a motivational speaker. I'm really not. Like if you get motivated by something that I say, that's entirely your fault, right? I'm really more about the mechanics of the business. Like, how do you do it? Like, for example, like how do you shift your mindset? You know, if mindset is that critical, if that's the main thing that stops you from succeeding, or you know, and if you have a doubter's mindset, you're not going to take action. You're going to procrastinate. If you don't feel like you're good at what you do, then you're just going to put it off, because that's one of the biggest reasons why people procrastinate is they have low self-confidence relative to the task at hand. So, you know, if you can, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be focused on that audience going, okay, how do you win in this business? I've got 60 minutes with you of just straight up training time. I'm going to spend all 60 minutes going, this is what it takes, and this is what you need to do in order to be successful here. And, you know, I've got a resource for people that even if you don't, I mean, I would most certainly hope you come to the event, and regardless of whether you're in the business or you just want to have a better attitude and a better outlook, I've got a tool. It's a free tool. It costs you, it's a free PDF download. It's called, it's a 21-day reset on your mindset. It's really powerful. And I'm more than happy to make that available to your audience if they want to, you know, if they want to download that off my website.
Yes. So what's the website? Let's grab that.
Yeah, the website is toddfalcone.com/mindset. And that's TODDFALCONE.com/mindset.
Love that. Guys, put in the chat if you're going to grab that and implement that. Put a me in the comments below. I know one of the best thank yous for a trainer is to see people actually implementing what they're doing. So I see the me's coming in. Let's go. And even better to see you in Memphis and tell them, Todd, I took this, I learned it. This is what happened to my life and business. Thank you. I know that would be incredible there. But Todd, thank you so much for your time, brother. This has been incredible. Thanks for being raw. Thanks for being to talk about the things that most people are not willing to talk about. Any last words for us as we close this out?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say this: like, if you're thinking about the event, what have you got to lose? I mean, I can't imagine that you go to the event and you like, oh, that was terrible. Like, I've literally never been to any network marketing event and thought to myself, man, I wish I didn't come to this thing. And for those of you that are in the business that may not have been to an event, I can tell you right now that the very first event that I went to, I'll just quickly share this story. I was in my business for like 3 months. And I was hungry. I was eager. I wanted to win. I was paying attention to successful people. And this one leader in the office came up to me, and this is in Long Beach, California at the time. There was a seminar taking place in San Diego. And he came up to me, he goes, hey, are you going to the event? And I said, and I felt bad, but I was like, no, I'm not. He goes, do you want to be a leader in this company? And I said, yeah, I do. He goes, you need to be at that event. And he like turned and he walked away. I just saw the back of his head. He didn't turn back and go, I'm just kidding. Like, the message was like really clear to me. And I was like, oh, I mean, I kind of felt little. He wasn't trying to belittle me. I just felt, man, I got to find a way to get there. And this is the truth. I slept in my car for 2 nights. Fortunately, it was in San Diego, so it was warm. I didn't have a hotel room because I couldn't afford it. I managed to scrape together the money to get a ticket to that event. And this is like 1990. It was $300 for this 2-day event. I mean, think about that, $300 in 1990. And I made it to the event, and I'm so grateful that I did, because that first event is what solidified or began to solidify my beliefs. And I realized, like, wow, it's just not like James and Todd. It's like, look at all these people. Like, I remember walking in, there was like a line of like 500 people waiting to get into this room. And before the event even started, I was like, this is bigger than I thought it was. And so there's something really special about events like this. They're belief builders, they're confidence builders, they're skill builders. You get to network and interact with other people. You get to learn not only from the people on the platform, but you get to learn from people that you're just around. And regardless of, you know, whether you're brand new or you've been around for a while, I think there's just if you can get to one event, that's all it takes. That's all it takes, because then you'll go, like, for me, it was like, okay, now I see it. Now I see it. So I hope I see you in Memphis. I know I'll see you, but, you know, other people.
Yes, guys, throw Memphis in the chats below if you're either going or you're committed to making a way. Even if you have to sleep in a car for 2 days. You didn't hear that from me, but whatever it takes, your family's worth it. Your future's worth it. Todd, I'll start to close things out. Thank you so much for this time. Can't wait to hear you in your full 60 minutes and more for that amazing event. But thank you so much for your time. Guys, throw in the chats all your love for Todd and some final words here, everybody. Hey, if you're brand new, you're not even sure what PartnerCo is, and you're like, man, this seems cool. I love this culture. I love this energy. Get back to the person that connected you with this video. Ask them some more information about what it is. Come to the event. Take a look at some of the products, whatever that is. All right. If you are already a partner with this company, then think to yourself, who needs to go to this event? Is it yourself? Is it your teammates? Who here believes that if you put 10 or 100 or 1,000 people in front of Todd from your team, that your business could blow up? Put a 100 in the comments if you feel that way. So leverage these opportunities and think, hey, we got a couple weeks on the clock. Let's take full advantage of this. And everybody be sure to also grab Todd's amazing offer. Go to Todd Falcone with a double D /mindset and be sure to start to rewire your brain. But with that, it's an absolute honor. James Lenhart, thank you so much for hosting this and dealing with the technical stuff and everything. Get back to your friends.